This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, and verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall lift up a standard against him. Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Aaron coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting onto the elect. All right, and just wanted to go into a quick lesson. All right, and this is heavy because it's inspired by a comment. All right, that I had received. Okay, on a video from yesterday, I believe. Okay, let me see if I can find the comment real quick. All right, it says here. All right, from the brother Nathaniel God Yasharala. Okay, and this was a video that I had done, and he said, Salakia Prophet, what was the name of the video you did a while back about the guy in Africa with a spiritual power? They kept killing him, and he kept rejuvenating and said in the future, many more like him would come. All right, and the reason why this is heavy is because I was actually, this was I think yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. All right, I was at work and I was talking to one of my coworkers, all right, about this very same thing that the brother posted. So about an hour later, when I went upstairs and I was checking YouTube, seeing what's going on around the world and so on and so forth, I saw this comment and I said, yo, what are the chances that I don't talk about this? We don't really talk about, this exact thing. And then the one time I'm actually talking about it, a brother posts a comment relating to that very exact thing that I was talking about earlier. I said, nah, that has to be the spirit. I'm gonna have to do a video on this. All right, if the spirit permits. Okay, so through the spirit, I looked up the article, I found it, and I said, well, that's the spirit, so I'm gonna bring it out. Okay, I'm gonna bring it out, but it's to highlight, all right, the times that we're in. Okay, seeing all the things that's going on around the world in terms of end time prophecies. All right, one of the biggest end time prophecies that will happen, all right, on the face of this earth is the men of the Lord, okay, getting spiritual power. Okay, when we say spiritual power, we're talking about power that's not of man. Okay, let's look up the word spirit or spiritual. It says of or concerning the spirit. Okay, it says here of breathing or the spirit, which I believe the word spirit goes back to the Greek word pneuma. Okay, it says meaning of or concerning the church. All right, spiritual. Okay, so now let's look up the word power real quick. All right, hopefully this thing does not mess with me here. All right, it says here ability to act or do, strength, vigor, might, especially in battle, efficacy, control, mastery, lordship, dominion, ability or right to command or control, legal power or authority, military force. Okay, power, to be able. Okay, to be able. All right, so the Lord is going to give us vigor and might, especially in battle. Okay, what kind of battle? The battle to fight against these devils. All right, as we're reading here in Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19. Okay, that is through the fear of the Lord that's going to bring us that treasure. That treasure is that power. Okay, that power, okay, that the Lord is going to bestow upon his men, okay, to make us special. All right, to be able to defend our loved ones, defend ourselves, okay, provide. All right, being able to stand up against these devils and their technology. Okay, that's going to be something to behold, man. All right, and it's coming, and they know that. All right, and we know that. Okay, but let's go into this the story real quick. All right, if it will load up. Okay, for some reason, my phone been acting up lately, but, we'll see. All right. It says here, the story of the Black Jesus, quote unquote. Okay. And it says, one of the most surprising stories Jacob ever, and this is a part of an excerpt, okay, that they took out of the book, okay. One of the most surprising stories Jacob ever told me concerned a man they called the Black Jesus. He said this was highly classified and he was definitely talking out of school to tell me about it all. Apparently in the 1960s, a man appeared in Africa who had full ascended abilities. He could read people's minds, materialize objects out of thin air, communicate telepathically, levitate himself, and teleport his body from one location to another. All right. He was a spiritual teacher. So now we know what the word spiritual. Okay, let's go back to that. All right. He was a spiritual teacher, and we are the ones who are on the earth who are what? Promoting spirituality. It says what? It says of or concerning the spirit, especially in religious aspects. Okay. And this truth is a form of spiritual power. Okay. This truth is a form of spiritual power. It says of or pertain to breath, breathing, wind, or air pertain to the spirit. Okay. Doesn't the scripture say that the spirit is like the wind? All right. So here we go. All right. That's crazy. It says he was a spiritual teacher who emphasized love, peace, service to others, and forgiveness as the common core that unified all the great religions. All right, and that's going into what? Israelite customs. Okay, having love, peace, service to others. Okay, forgiveness. All right. It says the cabal does not want anyone to develop these abilities. You hear that? And if they find out that someone has them, they will hunt those people down and terminate them with prejudice. All right. And that's part of the reason why Yahweh Shai has not given his men spiritual power, because we would have been, attacked. Okay. We would have been, knowing Esau. Okay. He's the only one that can, justify coming into somebody else's land, killing the people on that land, taking their resources and calling them terrorists. Only the devil could do some shit like that, man. All right. So there'll be no doubt, like they did with the so-called Oklahoma City bombings. Okay, so-called Black Wall Street. All right, that's Esau's MO. If I see these people prospering without me, I will stop them. Because this land, you were not brought into this land to prosper. Okay, if you're an Israelite, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, you have to understand that you were not brought into this land to prosper. Okay, you were brought into this land as a punishment from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai for our disobedience. Okay, as it tells you in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, all right, I believe the 15th verse all the way down. Okay, and we highlight Deuteronomy 28 and 68, all right, for direct edification. But when you read the whole chapter, all right, who do you see those curses, all right, befalling on the face of this earth? Only one people. It's only one people that go through that. And that is what? The so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, man. The Israelites. Okay? The biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. Okay? It says, the cabal made several attempts to assassinate this man. He consistently regenerated his body after each attack, no matter how lethal it seemed to be. Finally, the man was told that they had given up. Right? He was far too powerful. There was nothing they could do to stop him, and they were going to surrender. So why was somebody who's coming around, all right, teaching love, peace, service to others, and forgiveness, why would they want to kill somebody like that? Right? That should be the first question. Why would they be looking to destroy somebody who's pushing such positive energy? Because in order for them to establish their so-called New World Order, they have to do away with the prophets. They have to find a way to diminish anything that represents good or godliness. Okay, just like how when you go back into the ancient world, all right, during the time of the kings, all right, during the time of the prophet Elijah, okay, when it was time for so-called Jezebel, all right, to set up her prophets of Baal, what did she want to do? She wanted to eliminate all the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai first. Okay? So they're going to try to do the same exact thing. Anyone who's going to stand up for righteousness, guess what? They're going to want to eliminate you first before they can establish their so-called New World Order. But see, the New World Order that they want to have, guess what? Is not going to come to fruition because the army of the house of David is already standing. And we're about to go to war. And we're going to have spiritual power to fight against your technology, and you will lose. You understand? You will lose. That's biblical prophecy. You will be stopped and you'll be destroyed. You understand? It says, there was nothing they could do to stop him, and very soon there's nothing you can do to stop us. Isaiah chapter 59 verse 19. There will be nothing you can do to stop us. Your propaganda is not going to work. Your funny little false flag activities to start shit is not going to work. All right, because we will quench you. We will destroy you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We believe that. Okay? It says, and they were going to surrender. And you know, guess what? Look, man, as the days get closer and closer, as we get closer and closer to the end of this thing, our spiritual confidence is boosting, man. Because these are the things that we believed in so wholeheartedly when nothing was happening. And now we're starting to see these things happening. So it's boosting our spirits more and more and more. So we understand why you devils don't put certain things in the media pertaining to prophecy, because it's going to boost us even more. But guess what? We already know what time we're in. Okay? We already know what time we're in, bro. You're not going to deceive us. Yahushua said, what? If it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. But it's not possible. Okay? Because we're the children of the day, not the children of the night. Okay? It says, they invited him to a major world summit and told him they would reveal him to all of humanity so he could share his message. He was brought on board a military transport aircraft. Once airborne, he was shot repeatedly. His body was divided into many different sections, each of which was stored in a super high-tech energy shielded container. Jet aircraft rushed up to the plane in sequence and scrambled the containers all over the earth as far apart as possible. The contents were then thoroughly and completely destroyed. It was hoped that this would prevent him from being able to regenerate himself. After this was done, the man materialized directly into the offices of the people who had ordered his murder. There were no visible signs of damage to his body. He said, quote, your desire to prevent me from living on earth is so strong that I am forced to honor it. For now, I'll be leaving you shortly. However, in the future, many more people will develop abilities just like me. Once that happens, you will no longer be able to stop us from making this world a peaceful place for everyone. All right. And if this story is to be true, which I believe it is, that's my personal belief. Okay. Because of how it's put together. Okay. Knowing Esau and how he moves, this is something that will perturb him a lot. That is why they watch us. Everything we're saying, when we talk about spiritual power, they tune in even more. You notice a lot of videos brothers do pertain to spiritual power, you get the most views, or at least a very high number of views. It's not just Jake who's in the know, who's watching. Esau's watching, because we're tapping into a spirit that they're very, very, very familiar with. They go back into the history. They have all the history and the artifacts and the writings, okay, of how powerful our people were back in them times. That's why do you think they treat Jake the way they do now? You got one Jake old ass man and you got 10 cops pulling him over just to give him a speeding ticket. You see, you never see Edomite cops pulling up on Jake one-on-one. Nah, it's always like a mob or a gang or a group. You see, like a wolf pack, all right, against one sheep. That's how Esau rolls, because he does not want to run the risk of, what if this be that one nigga that I try to put down and then he gets all kinds of spiritual power and angry and then he fucks me up. Okay, because they've always known, these other nations have always known that Jake is a superior, of a superior race. Okay, we have a superior spirit. Okay, Why the hell do you think when Moses slew the Egyptian, he dipped? It's like modern day today, a Jake and an Edomite going at it, and then, you know, a brother comes in and helps out the Jake and slays the Edomite. Yo, they're gonna be coming down your helmet, bro. So you gotta dip. That's why Moses had to leave. Okay, he had to run and run up out of Egypt, man. Okay, but the point is, we've always had superior abilities. Okay, superior abilities above these other nations. You look at sports, you look at music, you look at culture, you look at food, women. All right, just everything about our nation is superior. Okay, is superior. We are the superior race, and Esau, Edom is the inferior race. Scriptures describes them as what? The basest of men. Okay, the basest of men. And that's why when the basest of men rule, there's all chaos, man. Look what's going on around the world. Here it is. You're hearing the bells of the wars of World War III coming. You're hearing famines on an all-time high. You can feel in the spirit something is about to happen. Something's about to go down. Speaking of something about to go down, this morning I saw a video. All right, I believe the channel, the brother's page is Get This Work. Okay, and it was showing a whole lot of bush pigs. I believe the name is warthogs, if I'm not mistaken, right? And deer, and they were like booking it, bro. I think they were running to the mountains or some shit. I said, oh damn, like it looks like some like hurricane or something's about to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like these animals are on it. And then one of my coworkers was telling me yesterday that her friend, I was telling her that, you know, he noticed, he normally watches how the squirrels throughout the year and the seasons as they change, they see these animals and how they move, right? And he said normally all his years, and he's in his 60s or 70s, his whole life, he always around this time of the year, he sees squirrels gathering nuts. He said this year, he's seen them gathering more than just nuts. They're gathering corn and all kinds of shit. Like they're getting ready for winter. And I was like, damn, for real? She's like, yeah. He said he saw something very unusual with how the squirrels were gathering this year. And he was like, yo, this is kind of different. Why are they gathering all kinds of stuff? Like they're gathering corn and like different shit. Like a whole lot of stuff, and not just regular nuts. They're gathering stuff, getting ready. And that's animals, that's squirrels. You trying to say squirrels know more prophecy than regular people? You know? That was a joke, by the way. But it goes to show you that even nature, everything is in tune with something is about to happen that will change our course of life. Okay? And we know through the Spirit that thing is going to be that sudden destruction. That sudden destruction that's coming. And is going to kick off a whole lot more of the sorrows that Yahushua spoke about, all right, in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter. Okay? So we're in the times where the Lord is about to reveal, all right, so many different things, both on the right-hand side and the left-hand side. But ultimately, when he lets go and he gives that power and gives that go-ahead to Esau, Edom, to come down upon the earth with great wrath. Why? Because he knows that he had but a short time. He's going to be coming straight for the men of the Lord first. If we can eliminate these people, it will be much easier to kill the rest. But that's when the Lord is going to give us and bless us with that spiritual power. Okay, that spiritual power, man. Okay, and Esau, man, you're in for a treat. Okay, you are in for a treat, man. All right, it says here, Isaiah chapter, I'm going to close it out. I'm going to read it one more time, break it down, and then close it out. All right, it's the book of Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west. And we are the only ones who fear the name of the Lord because we out there and we teaching. Okay, the men of the Lord, ultimately the elect. All right, and we are where? In the west, the western hemisphere. Okay, and his glory from the rising of the sun, which is what? The east. Okay, when we glorify, we turn to the east and we praise Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, but ultimately when Yahushai is making his return, he's going to come from the east. Okay, it says when the enemy shall come in like a flood. All right, and that's Esau's MO. Overwhelm them. It might happen in the middle of the night where brothers are sleeping with their families or whatever. All right, they might black out everything and come after you. Okay, but nonetheless, you got to keep your faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, it says, the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit, all right, of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. Okay, going to spiritual power. The Spirit, meaning the wind, the breath, the mind, the Spirit. Okay. It says courage. All right. Spirit, animation, vivacity. All right, vivacity, vigor. Okay. It says as gift preserved by the Most High. Okay. As gift preserved by the Most High. Okay. So what was that? Revelation 3:10. I shall keep thee in the hour of temptation. I shall come upon the whole earth to try them, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay. It says imparting warlike energy and executive and administrative power. You hear that? That's the Spirit, spiritual power. So the Lord is going to impart his men with warlike energy and executive and administrative power. Okay, and that's what's coming. Okay, executive and administrative power, man. Okay, so that Spirit of the Lord, that permission, that authority that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will bestow upon his men to execute judgment upon the face of the earth is coming. Okay, so the Lord is going to lift up a standard, and that's the word standard there goes into, it says what? To flee, to escape, to take flight, depart, disappear. All right, to put to flight, to drive hastily, to cause to disappear or hide. So that's a form of how we're going to be able to defend ourselves and our loved ones. Whenever the threat comes in, we could chase it off, we could fight it off, or we could just destroy it completely. Okay, cause for it to disappear. Okay, and the Lord says he's going to give us that power against Esau when he comes in like a flood. Okay, with his military, like they've always done, and they will always continue to do, to the point where, to the very, very end, where they're going to push their military to fight against our Lord when he's coming back with the thousands of heaven. Okay, when he cracks the sky, he starts making his way through our firmament down over to the earth. They're going to try to fight him. That's why they have something known as the Space Force. Okay, the Space Force. All right, but they're not going to escape. It's over with. All right, it's over with. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to bring that out. Just wanted to tap into that a little bit. Okay, bring that story back up a little bit as well, because we are in those times. Okay, we are very, 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 very much in those times, man. All right, and any day now. Okay, any day now. But I'm gonna end it off with this quick last precept here. All right, this is the book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. It says, "And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed." Okay, so we in those days, man. 2022 is pretty much almost over, man. Shit, look, September is pretty much almost done. All right, and we're about to shift into the next couple months. We'll see how it goes, but hey, may Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai be with us and our loved ones. Okay, because we're gonna need it, especially in these days. All right, so I'm gonna leave it off there. Lord willing, be edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach HaKodesh, the water Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And until next time, Shalom.